r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What's the closest you've been to death? Fell off a cliff into a construction zone. Broke my back, femur, ribs, wrist, clavicle, and smashed my skull. Also had a piece of rubber impaled through my leg. Got airlifted out, had many surgeries, including craniectomy, and was in a coma for 2 days. Definitely towed the line with the whole life or death thing. Had some chest pain and shortness of breath. Went to the ER. The doctor said I had not had a heart attack and suggested I come back the next day for testing. I said I'd rather stay overnight. They got me a room. Later that night the symptoms came back, again not too bad, and the nurse gave me some medication that stopped them. 2 hours later the symptoms came back with a vengeance. I told the nurse I could feel it coming on, and it was a lot worse. Out I went. When I woke up, 3 nurses were working on me. The one on my right arm looked up at me and said, "There you are, we got you back." 3 days later I had triple bypass surgery. I'm doing great now, but I'm convinced that if I had gone home that first night I wouldn't be here. Drunk out of my mind for months after my wife cheated on me and left. I entered a strange state of psychosis. I made plans involving a train track. I nearly did it. Short story, I would have regretted it. Life isn't all that much better, but it could have been a hell of a lot worse for my loved ones. One day at a time. Edit, never had to do this stupid edit thing. I read each and every one of your replies. Thank you, sincerely. Life will go on. Let's all of us make it better a day at a time. I love you all. When I was 8 I fell out of a 55-foot tree, hit no branches on the way down, landing on heavily compacted dirt being prepped for concrete. Landed on the back of my neck. Couldn't breathe, couldn't feel anything, and my vision started fading quickly. I literally thought I died. After about 2 hours I could finally move and see again. Had major neurological issues ever since. Like arm pain that's actually coming from my foot. And damage so severe, it made him forget to finish the post. In August 2023 I was feeling exhausted and just thought it was from an excessive heat wave. I eventually checked myself into the ER because I could hardly walk and I stated to notice blood in my stool. Come to find out, I was in an anemic state and my blood level was around 5.0. Turns out I had a gastrointestinal tumor on my lower intestine that was causing bleeding. Who knows what would have happened if I ignored it. Got pulled into a rip current last year. Thought I was a strong swimmer up to that moment, but struggled to swim parallel to shore. I was close enough to shore that I could touch the bottom, but current kept pulling the sand out from under me. Getting hit by waves. Was yelling for help, but no one could hear me. Was terrifying. I was riding a motorcycle, doing around 45-50 miles per hour along a major street in Austin that had a median. It wasn't much past sunset, but street lighting was excellent, and my headlamp was on bright. As I passed a strip mall, the driver in the car that was sitting patiently to turn into the street decided to turn left in front of me. He simply didn't see me, and when he did, his eyes got really wide and he hit the brakes. This left his car directly in front of me. I was 20 years old, so I actually had the reflexes to manage this. For about 1,000th of a second, I considered putting the bike down, but instead I severely swerved, left hoping to clear his front bumper. As I crossed in front of him, I looked down and saw my foot pedal clear past by about the width of my foot. At around 45 miles per hour. This put me on the wrong side of the median, but fortunately there was no opposing traffic. I reached the next break, crossed back over, and then pulled off to the nearest parking lot. Got off from the bike, sat down, and shook uncontrollably for a while from the adrenaline. Sold that bike the following week, and have never ridden a motorcycle since. When I was around 2, I had pneumonia so bad, the doctor said I wouldn't survive the night. My mom had the hospital chaplain give me last rites. My grandma said, "Oh no, he's not dying tonight," and prayed for me all night long. And I survived. I'm 58 now. She died in 2001, I miss her. Road trip with an ex and couple of good friends in my dad's car. I had driven the car to the destination with one hand being broken from a sports related injury, and me wearing a cast. Ex wanted to drive us home, so I fell asleep in the back seat with no seatbelt on. Woke up hearing screams and feeling dizzy, plus my broken hand was just killing me at that point. Opened my eyes and saw everything around me smashed to bits. No windows, roof collapsed, couldn't open the door, and weird silence around us. Cast was broken due to me hitting the window. Luckily my hand took the bigger hit than my head on that window. We rolled 5 times, 3 times on the tarmac, and once fully airborne, this all according to witnesses of the crash. Craziest part of all is that no one got seriously injured. Whiplashes and small cuts cause of the flying glass. I broke my hand a bit better and sprained my ankle and back. What a ridiculous injury compared the situation we landed in. Wear your seatbelt, people. Meningitis when I was 6 weeks old. I coded a couple of times. 3 months in ICU, I survived. Here I am. I almost drowned on a holiday visit to the beach. Water got very rough very fast. There was a point I kind of accepted my fate as I started inhaling water, but my body just took over and I somehow swam out to shore. Sadly, my dad wasn't so lucky. Please be extra careful at the beach or pools or wherever. Worst day of my life. Widowmaker heart attack. Dead 5 minutes. I got better. This is what killed my dad. It hurts every day. Glad you made it. You beat the 12% odds. Down at a bottle of Benadryl. I could feel a pull, my entire soul deep into my body, down towards the earth. After a while I heard my grandmother's voice saying they need you, and I called an ambulance. Seizures. You don't just lose consciousness, but your entire mind ceases to exist for several minutes. Some might say I die every time, and I'm replaced with a new person with my old memories. I was kayaking through some pretty tame rapids, flipped my kayak, and couldn't pop up or out, because I landed just so on the rocks. Once I realized there wasn't a way to get myself unstuck, I stopped panicking, and just sort of relaxed, and looked up at the sky through the moving water, and thought, wow, this is beautiful, and then I passed out. I woke up on shore, to someone in the kayaking group I was with, giving me mouth to mouth. A few days later, my face swelled up like a balloon for about a week. Good times. Back in 1972, my friends and I were machine gunned by East Berlin border guards at Lake Havel. Need more here, dude? We sent a motorized model boat, filled with firecrackers, and on fire, toward the Russian zone. Suddenly, kaboom. Then the shooting started. We were in a straight line, border guards shooting at the explosion, me and the others directly in line. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.